Hey YouTube land, it is your girl Shan Holly 89. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys what has been up with your girl and what has been going on in my state. I live in Georgia. Yes, I live in Marietta, Georgia to be exact. But I live in Georgia, and if you haven't been looking at the news, we had a horrific mess of a situation that didn't even have to happen. They're calling it Snow Jam 2014 because the problem wasn't that we got snow, which in the Atlanta area, it got 2 inches of snow. But in where I live, which is Marietta, we got 4 inches of snow out here. Or at least where I was, we got 4 inches of snow. So it has just been a mess. My mother was one of the thousands that were stranded. Now, my mother is from up north. She's from Columbus, Ohio, to be exact. She knows how to drive in the snow, and she's used to that kind of weather. This is nothing for her. So the problem wasn't, the problem was the people who weren't used to it, because if you live in the South, which I do, I was born and raised here in Georgia, so I am not used to this kind of weather because it barely snows. But it has snowed before, so I just don't understand what was the problem. I mean, it has snowed before here. It's not like it never snows. It has snowed before. We just don't get a lot of it. And the problem wasn't, for her, the problem wasn't, oh, sorry, I shook the camera. The problem wasn't trying to get, driving in it. The problem was trying to get around the people who aren't used to it. So it's just been a mess. So, oh my gosh. And then she got into an accident. This woman, and luckily she saw it coming. The woman hit her under her, or is it like by her tire well? Like, because the woman's car kind of went under her tire well, where her tire is. Luckily, my mother was able to catch it in time, because had my mother not moved up, the woman would have T-boned her. She would have hit her on the driver's side, and that would have just been a mess. So my mom is okay. She was able to get to a Home Depot after the accident. She was able to get to a Home Depot, and she stayed there. And I had to beg her to stay. I was like, Mom, please stay there. Please stay there. Because I wasn't worried about her. I was worried about the people who aren't used to this weather, because my mom is from Columbus, Ohio. So this is nothing. It's just nothing for her. So it was just the people who weren't used to it, but she's okay. It was just minor, but it did more damage to the woman's car, the woman who hit her's car, than her own car. So it's just been a mess here. I know I keep saying mess a lot, but that's the only way I could describe it. A hot mess. That's what, well, actually a cold mess. Yeah, so thousands of children were stranded. People were stranded on the highways. People had to abandon their cars. And then here's the thing. I heard on the news they were telling people to stay in their cars. And the thing is, okay, it was like below freezing. Like, okay, by the time nightfall, it was like 14 degrees here. So you're to tell somebody to stay in their car when it's 14 degrees outside. They're running, they have to go to the bathroom, and they're running out of gas, and it's just a mess. And then there was thousands of accidents. Oh, it's just, all you can do is shake your head, because here they're telling us that they were prepared when they weren't. They had the equipment. It wasn't that they didn't have the equipment. They just didn't use it. I'm like, how can you sit there and say that you were prepared, but you didn't use the equipment? So it's just been a mess. I was having an anxiety attack. I was just, because I was worried about my mom. And, the thing is, wasn't really worried about my mom. I was worried about the people who aren't used to the weather. So it's just, ugh. But yes, that was what was going on here in Georgia. And I'm sure if you're in another state or in another country and you're hearing about this, You are probably laughing your butt off. And trust me, I am along with you. I am laughing. I just can't believe the foolishness that is Georgia. And, a lot of people can bring, it's easy to, point fingers and say who's to blame. The person that I blame is the guy, his name is Charlie English. He is the head of GEMA. I don't know for how long, but he is the head of GEMA. After this, I don't know for how long, but he's the head of GEMA, and he just it's just a mess, just a hot mess here. It's all I can just describe this situation that didn't even have to happen if they had pre-treated the roads, which they claim they did, but they didn't. And it's like, ugh. All you can do is shake your head at the situation. But thank you, Lord, my mother made it home. She didn't get home until about 11:30 the next day. So this happened on a Tuesday, and here's the thing. Her office, I called her, and I told her, I said, Mom, you might want to come home because it's snowing really heavily out here in Marietta, and where we live. And she was just like, oh, it's not going to stick because she's from Ohio. So she's from up north. So she knows, she's been in blizzard. So this is nothing. Okay. I call her again. I said, Mom, it's sticking and it was coming down really heavy. You might want to come home. She's like, well, I can't go anywhere until they close the office. So they didn't close her office until like 1 o'clock or 1:30. So, of course, then people are rushing out of the office to get to rushing out of the parking garage to get to the street. And my mother works in an area called Buckhead, which is a high traffic area. So, yes. It is a mess. I told my mom, I said, well, she's like, I can't get out because everybody's trying to get out at the same time. So she just went back into her office and she just waited. And she left around 5, and then that's when all the mess started to happen. So it's just, like I said, all you can do is shake your head at this situation. And then here's the kicker. I heard on the news that Georgia wants to host a Super Bowl here. I'm like, really? You want to host a Super Bowl? You couldn't even handle 2 inches of snow. Well, it wasn't the snow, it was the ice, but still, you couldn't even handle that. What makes you think you could host a Super Bowl where you bringing people from all over, not just all over the United States, but all over the world comes to see the Super Bowl? So please, if they're the Super Bowl committee, I urge you, if you are thinking about having Georgia, Atlanta host a Super Bowl, think again. Think really hard about that decision. So yes, and that was well, now I'm going to tell you what's been what is some upcoming projects that I have in the works. Well, I'm going back to school, so yay, I'm so excited. And I started a blog because for those of you who are like my doll collection videos, I have a blog for you guys. Once I get it up and running, I'm going to post a link. So expect a video on that, and I'll, to tell you and post a link so you can check it out. And it's not just me showing you guys my doll collection. I'm going to give you tips on how to restore an old doll that you may have, or, where to get collectible dolls for low prices, and just give you all sorts of great tips on and how to start your doll collection. So it's going to be very, very, very fun. So I cannot wait to post the link, and you can check it out for yourself. But it's called Doll Craze, and it's craze. It's just my crazy, because I love doll collecting, as you can see behind me. I love doll collecting, and I've already restored 3 dolls. So I'm gonna do before and after pictures, so you can check those out when I get it all situated. Okay, now for my WWE fans. If you watch the Royal Rumble, which I did not watch the Royal Rumble because, first of all, I'm not paying all that money. And I'm glad I didn't because, well, it pretty much sucked. One great match, of course, was Bray Wyatt and versus Daniel Bryan. Here's the thing. Daniel Bryan wasn't in the Royal Rumble. And guess who? And if you haven't seen the Royal Rumble, sorry, spoiler alert. Batista won the Royal Rumble. So, yeah. Yay. Yay. I'll do a video on that later on my opinion of that because I wanted Daniel Bryan to win, but I'm going to do a full video on that, and it's going to be a rant on the direction that the WWE is going in, and it's not good. Okay, for my Glee fans, oh gosh, I haven't heard anything about what's been going on with Glee because I haven't been on the sites or anything. I just, I'm just kind of, I want Glee. I can't wait for it to come back, but it's at the same time, I'm kind of like, I have mixed feelings about it. So when it comes back, I do plan to do more reviews for you guys. So yay! So expect those, and it's just going to be a 2014. Has already started off great for me. So. I can't wait. I know that this is going to be a great, great year. So 2014, there is more to come for your girl, Shan Holly 89. So stay tuned. Okay, guys. Well, that's all I wanted to, discuss with you. I will see you guys next time. Toodles.